Welcome back, everyone. Today, I'm going to walk you through how you can create and onboard employees from your organization onto Gopareto.com. So, basically, there are two ways in which an employees can be onboarded onto this platform. One is where you can import CSV or an Excel file, where if you have, say, more number of employees, where it would be time consuming to add employees one by one, you can straight away download this template, fill in all the details, and just upload it. Now, all the employees would get created, but the credentials and the username, password, everything would be sent to the admin, because we expect now the admin to take care of handing over the username and password to respective employees after they have completed their onboarding in the company. Now, here you can see the total number of licenses in this test account that I've created are three. So we have purchased three licenses, and now I have already consumed or allocated two licenses. Let's create one employee here with a name, with some name, with these fields marked in asterisks. These would be the mandatory fields that we have to fill it. Let's create one employee here. Let's say the employee's name is Ranjit Wag. I would have to add in their employee email IDs. So basically, this is the mail ID where the employee would get a mail of their credentials. I would have to add a mobile number. So let's add some dummy number, a date of birth. We have employee ID prefix and the employee code. If you see, an employee code is automatically generated. It is an auto increment number. An employee prefix is E. If you wish to not have a prefix, you can delete it. If you want to add some different prefix, let's say I'm creating an admin, I can say ADM. We can add in whatever prefix we want for the employee, so it is we are easily able to identify which department this employee belongs to later on, or you can use it the way you want. Gender. Now these two sections are very important to understand. One is timesheet requirement, and one is deducting a leave without pay, LWP, from the employee. Say you want an employee to submit the timesheet, then you have to select this as yes. In case this is selected to no, the employee wouldn't have to mandatorily submit a timesheet every week. In this case, you can monitor their work offline without using the system. Now, if you want the employee to submit what all they have worked on during the week, you can mark this yes. Now, once this is marked to yes and the employee does not submit a timesheet at the end of the week, a report would be sent to the admin and the HR of the company, where I mean the supervisor as well of that employee, which where he will be marked as defaulter. So this is the basic concept of being a defaulter as per the system. Next is leave without pay. Under leave without pay, you can decide if a employee turns into defaulter, do you want to deduct a leave without pay from their salaries? If you mark it yes, in their pay slips, there would be a deduction of those number of days for which the employee has been a defaulter. If you mark this as no, the salaries won't be affected. Let's select a role. Say this guy is an HR again. Let's say this is, I am saying HR number 3. I can create multiple skills now. The reason of having skills here is you could have 2 to 3 HRs, 2 to 3 finance guys, accounts, developers, any kind of role, and each person can have a specialty of skills. For example, I said this HR specializes into recruitment, specializes into interviews, specializes into policies. All that can be mentioned as different skills here. So how do I create the skills? For most of the data that is required on this page, you can create all the data under the company settings page, where you can see this menu on the left hand side. If you see, I can create skills here. I can just add recruitment as a skill, and I can save that skill. So that skill now gets added over here. You can see that this has become a new skill. Now I would have to refresh the page. So we would recommend that all the data that you need for the company should be created first under company settings page. Managing the company settings page is altogether a different video, not part of the scope right now for this video. But like we have walked you through this company settings page where you would be creating all the master data that is required for your business. Let's select the joining date for this employee. Say it is today. I have selected a supervisor. Now either I can select say other senior HR or myself. Now test user is basically me, which is this test account which I've taken for demo. I can select test user to be the supervisor who would get all the mails and reports regarding this employee that I'm creating. Let's select a department. I've not created an HR department. So for now, I'm selecting whatever is available. I can create these departments and designations again under the company settings page. I can select the office location where he would be working from. Like always, we would again be able to create multiple offices. If you have multiple offices, basically you can create multiple locations under company settings page over here. Next is auto approval request. Let's say you do not want somebody to approve, to sit and approve every request of timesheet request basically that is raised by this employee. You can select auto approve request as yes. So at the end of every week, his timesheets would be automatically approved. The second option that we have here is, do you want the employee to be able to work from home? Are you allowing the employee to work from home? A yes would say that yes, the employee can sign in from a location which is not an office location that is assigned to him. Or if you say no, you are mandating the employee to work from office, sign in from office, and sign out daily from the office on his mobile app or his web portal. The grade that we have here basically can be anything from G0, G1 according to your HR policies. Under salary details, we can and we right now are taking only three sections, which are the basic sections of every employee who is working in a company. So let's say he has a basic salary of 8,000, a house rent allowance of 10,000, and a conveyance allowance of 5,000. So, does that contribute to the entire salary? The answer is no. This is not the entire salary of an employee. These are the three basic components that are defined for every employee. So, how do we define the other components of a salary? They can be done under this option of pay changes under manage pay slips, which is again a part of different video. Next section that we enter details is about the bank details and account details of this employee. So I can enter a PAN card number, PF number, ESIC, bank name, account number, and IFSC code. Now these are, although these are non-mandatory, we would recommend you to enter all these details as this will help you in the payout reports where the accounts finance team handling the payroll would have all the details about the salary of that employee in one place. Now we come to the last section of creating an employee where we have a weekly schedule. Week schedule basically where we define on what days the employee would be working. In certain industries, say for example, Thursdays would be off. So you can mark these days as off days and you can keep Sundays as working. Similarly and likewise, there would be industries where alternate Saturdays would be working and Sundays would be off days again. So you can mark it this way where the first Saturday, third and the fifth Saturday would be working, and these two, the second and the fourth, would be off days for the employee. Likewise, we also need to define what would be the policy of leave that the employee can take. Here, you would see all the leave policies that you have already created in the company settings. So, for now, since we have only one test policy, we have created only one policy for testing or showing for this demo purpose. It would be listed here. If you have more than one, whatever policies you create will be listed here. This leave count, add leave count section is basically for you to put up a value of the leave balance that the employee already has before you have onboarded the employees onto the system. So let's say the employee has not joined today, but he has joined the organization say 2 years ago, and today, um, your organization is taking over setting up Gopareto as your complete system. So definitely the employee would have some leave balance from before you start using the system. So let's say this employee has 10 general leaves and his leave balance. This will help the employees to get started with applying leaves, how to create leaves, and what all policies can be created as again part of a different video under leave management. Once we fill all these details, we can submit an employee details and an employee would be created under our employee list. Great. I can go into this menu on the left hand side. Under all employees, I would be able to see this employee. His license status would be active. That means you have already allocated a license to this employee and your license is under use. I hope I have cleared out all the doubts, queries, or if you have any queries, please help us, please reach out to our support email ID or the support number, and we would be happy to help you further. Thank you.